Have you been waking up multiple times to pee after turning 70? Wondering why your sleep keeps getting interrupted every single night? What if the cause, and the solution, has nothing to do with age, but with a few daily habits you've overlooked? You're definitely not alone. Many older adults silently endure this, assuming frequent urination at night is just another part of getting older. But let me tell you something important. Waking up to pee more than twice a night after age 70 isn't just frustrating. It's a warning sign your body is sending you. Doctors call it nocturia, and while it might seem harmless, it can slowly chip away at your health. It drains your energy, weakens your immune system, increases your risk of falling, and quietly puts added pressure on your heart. In today's video, we're going to explore 7 practical daily habits, simple, proven things you can do starting tonight, that may help you stop peeing more than twice at night after 70. These tips aren't about ignoring your body's signals, and they certainly aren't about taking more medications. These are natural practices that many seniors have successfully adopted to sleep better, feel safer in their homes at night, and regain a sense of control over their health. This becomes even more critical if you live alone, or if you've been noticing that your body feels more fatigued and takes longer to recover than before. The best part? Every one of these tips can be done at home without spending a dime, starting as soon as today. So if you're tired of making repeated trips to the bathroom at night, if you're craving a full night of uninterrupted rest, or if you just want to feel like your body is finally on your side again, then stay tuned. By the end of this video, you'll have 7 clear tools to help you sleep more deeply, safely, and confidently, maybe even like you did years ago. Let's begin with number 1. A consistent evening hydration routine. One of the most common mistakes seniors make is cutting off water intake completely in the evening. It seems logical, right? Drink less, pee less. But your body doesn't operate that way. When you stop drinking fluids too early, your system becomes dehydrated, which can actually make your bladder more irritated and less stable at night. When you drink too little during the day, and then stop all fluids abruptly in the evening, your body reacts by holding onto water. It doesn't just let it go, it waits. And unfortunately, that release tends to happen in the middle of the night. That's when you wake up at 2 a.m., feeling the urgent need to pee, interrupting your much-needed rest. The real key here is creating a consistent and thoughtful hydration rhythm that starts from the moment you wake up and gently tapers off by early evening. Imagine this simple routine: a full glass of water when you first wake up, another around mid-morning, one at lunch, and a final glass between 4 and 5 p.m. After that, only small sips, if truly necessary. This pattern gently teaches your body to process and release fluids earlier in the day, giving your bladder less work to do at night. It's not about cutting water, just about timing it better. Let me share a real story. Harold, a 76-year-old widower I once spoke with, used to wake up 4 times a night just to use the bathroom. He felt drained, frustrated, and barely functional during the day. But once he made this one change, shifting his fluid intake to earlier in the day and stopping all drinks at least 2 hours before bedtime, everything changed. His nightly bathroom visits dropped to once, sometimes none at all. And the difference in his energy, mood, and sleep quality was remarkable. There's also a psychological aspect we often overlook. Many people don't just drink when they're thirsty, they drink out of habit, boredom, or comfort. A cup of tea after dinner, a little juice before bed. It's a ritual. But after 70, the kidneys slow down. Your body doesn't process liquids as quickly, and what used to be harmless now builds up, creating what feels like a plumbing backlog during the night. Here's something simple you can do starting tonight. Jot down every glass of water you drink throughout the day. Then take a look. Are most of your drinks happening after 6 p.m.? If so, that's your cue. Begin shifting. You don't need to drink less, just smarter. The human body thrives on rhythm. Once you offer it a steady schedule, it begins to adjust. Not overnight, but gradually. Give it a few days, and you'll likely notice a difference. This one small shift, drinking water earlier, can make a powerful impact on your sleep. No pills, no diet changes, just better timing. Now let's move on to number 2, building a sleep-inducing environment. Many people assume their bladder is to blame for waking them up at night, but often that's only half the story. Your sleep environment might be having a much bigger impact than you realize. If your bedroom is even slightly too warm, if there's a faint line of light slipping in from under the door, or if the quiet tick of a wall clock echoes in the silence, your brain may not fully shut down. The result? Even the mildest sensation from your bladder can suddenly feel like an emergency. As we age, our sleep naturally becomes lighter. That means it takes far less to wake us, less sound, less discomfort, even less light. And once you're awake, especially in the early hours of the morning, your awareness of bodily sensations increases. That little signal from your bladder that might have gone unnoticed at age 30 or 40 suddenly feels loud and insistent at 70 or 80. There was a man named Frank, 81 years old, who shared a relatable story. He used to doze off in his recliner every night while watching television. Around midnight, he'd drag himself to bed, only to wake again an hour later to use the bathroom. Once he changed that habit, turning off the TV earlier, replacing it with gentle music and dim lighting, and avoiding the evening news, everything shifted. His sleep grew deeper, and because he wasn't constantly waking up, his awareness of his bladder signals faded. His nightly trips to the bathroom were cut in half, just from adjusting how he wound down before sleep. There's a psychological link between your surroundings and your body's responses. If your brain detects movement, brightness, or noise, it believes it's time to wake up. And once your brain is alert, so is your body, including your bladder, even if it isn't full. That sense of urgency often isn't physical, but triggered by a stimulated mind. So what can you do to support a better night's rest? Start by dimming the lights about 2 hours before bedtime. This gives your body and mind the signal that it's time to slow down. Next, keep your bedroom cool. Around 65 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal for most seniors. A cooler room naturally encourages deeper sleep. You might also try white noise or a soft fan to drown out subtle background sounds. Even the low hum of a refrigerator or the creak of a wall can disturb your rest more than you think. And don't overlook light pollution. That faint glow from a phone charger, an alarm clock, or a nearby screen? It might seem harmless, but your brain picks up on it. Try covering or unplugging anything that emits even a small amount of light. Creating complete darkness helps your brain stay in sleep mode longer. When you give your body a calm, undisturbed environment, everything changes. Your bladder stops dominating your night, your sleep deepens, and those late-night wake-ups feel fewer and farther between. If you're still with me and finding these tips helpful, drop a number 2 in the comments so I know you're here and engaged. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time to do so. Turning on the notification bell ensures you never miss valuable insights like this. Your support allows us to keep producing helpful content that informs, empowers, and inspires. Now, let's keep going. Number 3. Managing when you drink fluids in the evening. It's not just about what you drink, but when you drink it. Timing is everything. Many older adults make the honest mistake of hydrating heavily at night, thinking it's helping their overall health. But your bladder doesn't care if your hydration goals are noble. If it's full at 2 a.m., it's going to wake you up. Simple as that. Take Carol, for example. She's 74 and was always proud of hitting her daily goal of 8 glasses of water, but her routine was working against her. She'd often have a tall glass of water with dinner, another while taking her medications, and sometimes some tea or milk as a comfort before bed. No surprise, she found herself getting up 3 to 4 times a night. Once Carol shifted her drinking schedule, moving most of her water intake to earlier in the day, especially before 4 p.m., and limited herself to just small sips in the evening, the change was dramatic. Her nighttime trips to the bathroom were cut in half. She didn't drink less, she just drank smarter. This is a common pattern. It feels logical to stay hydrated all day, and we're constantly reminded of how important fluids are as we age. But here's the key insight. Hydration is not just about the amount you consume, it's about when you consume it. Picture your bladder like a sink. If you run the water gently and steadily all day long, everything drains smoothly. No mess, no stress. But blast the faucet late in the day, and what happens? The sink can't keep up. It spills. Your bladder behaves in much the same way. There's also a psychological component at play. Many people reach for a drink before bed out of routine, not need. A cup of warm tea, a splash of wine, a small glass of juice. It's comforting, familiar. But this habit can unintentionally train your body to expect fluid at night, creating a cycle where your bladder responds on cue. So what can you do? The shift is simple. Front-load your fluids. Try to consume the majority of your water between the time you wake up and mid-afternoon. After 6 p.m., stick to small sips only if you're truly thirsty. The result? Less urgency, fewer wake-ups, and a more restful night. Cut back just enough in the evening to stay hydrated and comfortable, but not so much that your bladder becomes overactive during sleep. It's a delicate balance, and what you drink plays just as big a role as how much you drink. Be especially cautious with certain beverages. Caffeine and alcohol are well-known bladder irritants and act as diuretics, meaning they cause your body to produce more urine. Even decaf coffee or herbal teas, particularly those with mild laxative properties, can increase nighttime trips to the bathroom. Try swapping those drinks out for non-stimulating alternatives in the evening, or better yet, avoid them altogether at night. You might be surprised at the impact of this small change. Give your body a few days to adjust. It may not respond overnight, but when it does, the improvement can be remarkable. This isn't about depriving yourself of comfort. It's about aligning your habits with your body's natural rhythms. You'll experience less nighttime waking, more restful sleep, and far less frustration. That moment when you open your eyes in the dark and wonder why you're awake, it could all come down to when and what you drank before bed. Now let's shift focus to another major factor: strengthening your pelvic floor muscles. Most people think nighttime urination is simply a matter of what they drink. But what about the muscles responsible for holding urine in? That's where your pelvic floor comes in, an often overlooked but incredibly powerful tool. Like any other muscle group, the pelvic floor weakens with age, especially if it's not exercised regularly. But here's the good news: it can be strengthened, and the results can be life-changing. Take Edward, for instance, a 76-year-old who had accepted his frequent nighttime urination as just a part of getting older. He never gave much thought to his pelvic floor. But after seeing a physical therapist who recommended simple pelvic floor exercises, often called Kegels, he gave it a try. In just 3 weeks, Edward noticed he was waking up less frequently. Within 2 months, he had gone from 3 nightly trips to just 1. That's the power of consistency and awareness. Your pelvic floor acts like a supportive hammock, holding your bladder, bowels, and for women, the uterus. But when that hammock weakens or loosens, everything it supports starts to sag. The result? Less control, more urgency, and more unwanted interruptions throughout the night. Some people feel embarrassed even bringing up this topic. But let's be clear, this has absolutely nothing to do with gender or shame. Strengthening your pelvic floor is no different than walking for heart health or doing light strength training for your arms. It's a simple, practical step you can take, and the benefits are real. You don't need any special gear or complicated routines. Just a little awareness and a few minutes of daily practice. The basic movement is easy to learn. Imagine you're trying to stop yourself from passing gas or trying to stop the flow of urine midstream. That gentle squeezing motion? That's your pelvic floor engaging. That gentle squeezing motion you just imagined. That's the muscle you want to work. Tighten it, hold it for a few seconds, then slowly release. Repeat this a few times a day. It's so simple, you can do it during TV commercials, while brushing your teeth, or even while waiting for your coffee to brew. Here's the important part. Don't expect dramatic results overnight. Like any form of exercise, this takes time and regular practice, but gradually, it builds strength and control. The real key here is consistency. Unlike medications, this approach has zero side effects, only benefits. And this isn't just about reducing your nightly trips to the bathroom. It's about regaining a sense of control, about knowing that aging doesn't mean you have to give in or feel powerless. You're not stuck. You can take quiet, private, and incredibly effective steps to support your well-being. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, go ahead and comment number 4 below to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to hit that button and turn on notifications so you never miss a tip that could help you feel better and sleep deeper. Now, let's move on. Number 5. Managing your evening fluids in a smarter way. One of the biggest mistakes older adults make is drinking large amounts of water too late in the day, thinking more is always better. While staying hydrated is crucial, when it comes to nighttime urination, timing is just as critical as quantity. Believe it or not, you can stay fully hydrated and still cut down your overnight bathroom visits if you're smart about when and what you drink. Let me explain how this works. Your kidneys are always working, whether you're awake or asleep. But as you pass age 70, your body naturally starts producing less of a hormone called vasopressin. This hormone helps your body retain fluid during sleep. When vasopressin levels decline, your bladder fills up faster at night, even if you're drinking the same amount of fluid you always have. So if you're sipping tea, water, or even enjoying a warm bowl of soup late into the evening, don't be surprised when your bladder wakes you up in the middle of the night. That doesn't mean you should stop drinking water altogether. Dehydration brings its own set of problems: fatigue, dizziness, confusion, and none of that helps you sleep better. The goal here isn't to drink less overall, it's to drink earlier in the day. Front-load your hydration, get most of your water in before 5 p.m. After that, ease up. Avoid chugging large amounts, and instead sip only what you really need. And while you're being mindful of when you drink, also consider what you're drinking. Beverages with caffeine, like coffee, black tea, or cola, act as diuretics. They make your body eliminate water faster, which leads to more urination and stronger urgency. Alcohol has a similar effect. Even a small glass of wine in the evening can increase nighttime trips and disrupt your sleep. A good daily routine might look something like this. Drink a full glass of water first thing in the morning to jumpstart your hydration. Have smaller glasses spaced out during the day. By the time dinner rolls around, begin tapering off your intake. That simple shift can dramatically reduce the load on your bladder during the night and help you sleep more soundly. Keep a small glass of water by your bedside, only if you truly need it, but be careful not to drink out of habit. That automatic reach for a sip before bed or during the night can undo the progress you've made. This one small shift in behavior, adjusting when and how much you drink, has helped countless older adults reduce their nighttime bathroom visits from 3 or 4 times to just once, or even none at all. It's not some miracle cure. It's simply about understanding how your aging body operates and choosing to work with it, not against it. Feeling back in control of your nights doesn't require a major lifestyle change. Sometimes, all it takes is moving your water bottle a few hours earlier and being just a little more intentional in the evening. And what's the return on that small effort? Better sleep, more comfort, and a deep sense of peace, knowing you're taking care of yourself in a smart, sustainable way. Let's continue. There's another important daily habit you should know, one that can significantly support your bladder health and reduce nighttime interruptions. Number 6. Actively supporting your pelvic floor every day. One of the most overlooked causes of frequent nighttime urination among older adults is a weakened pelvic floor. These muscles do a lot of behind-the-scenes work. They support the bladder, the bowel, and for women, the uterus. For men, these same muscles play a key role in bladder and prostate control. And here's the reality. After age 70, unless you take specific action to strengthen them, they naturally lose tone and control. When your pelvic floor weakens, managing your bladder becomes harder. You may start experiencing sudden urges, even when your bladder isn't very full. Worse, you might notice occasional leaks before reaching the bathroom, or feel like you didn't fully empty your bladder after going. These experiences can be not only frustrating, but also emotionally draining. They impact your sleep, your confidence, and even your willingness to go out and engage socially. Now here's the good news. The solution is simple, and it doesn't require expensive equipment, appointments, or physical therapy sessions. Pelvic floor exercises, commonly known as Kegels, can be done anywhere and anytime. Whether you're sitting at the breakfast table, lying in bed, or watching TV, you can do them discreetly. No one around you will even know. The movement is easy to learn. Just squeeze the same muscles you'd use to stop urination midstream. Hold that contraction for a few seconds, then gently release. Try to complete 3 sets of 10 squeezes each day. That's all it takes. The key here is consistency. You don't need to strain or overdo it. Gentle, daily practice is far more effective. Just like brushing your teeth protects your gums, a few minutes of pelvic floor work each day can keep your bladder functioning at its best. And to be clear, this isn't just a women's issue. In fact, many men over 70 benefit greatly from strengthening their pelvic floor. These exercises can support better bladder control, reduce nighttime urination, and improve overall comfort and independence. Men over 70 may actually benefit even more from these exercises, especially if they've had prostate issues or undergone surgery. Several clinical studies have confirmed that older men who consistently practice pelvic floor exercises experience noticeable improvements in nighttime urination frequency and overall bladder control. Take Roger, for example, a 78-year-old man I once spoke with. He first heard about Kegel exercises when his doctor casually mentioned them during a routine checkup. At the time, he didn't think much of it. Seemed too simple, he told me. But despite his skepticism, he gave it a try. After just 2 months of consistent practice, Roger went from waking up 3 times a night to only once. The impact on his daily life was immediate. He felt more energized during the day, less groggy in the mornings, and much less anxious about when he'd next need to rush to the bathroom. That quiet sense of control, the comfort of knowing your body is working with you instead of against you, that's something every senior deserves to feel. And the beauty of it? There's no cost, no equipment, and no downside. You can start today, just your body and your willingness to follow through. If you're serious about cutting back on those nightly bathroom trips, don't skip this step. Make it as routine as brushing your teeth or taking your morning walk. The changes may come slowly, but when they arrive, they are often life-changing. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights helpful, drop a number 6 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do it. Hit that notification bell so you never miss new tips to help you feel better, rest easier, and take back control of your nights. Now let's talk about one more powerful habit that can make a big difference: creating a relaxing wind-down routine before bed. Many older adults who find themselves waking up 2, 3, even 4 times a night to pee often assume it's their bladder causing the issue. But in many cases, the bladder isn't actually the root of the problem. It's the brain. More specifically, it's a brain that hasn't been fully cued to enter deep, uninterrupted sleep. And if you've noticed that you're getting up more during the night than during the day, this point might be especially important. Sleep patterns naturally shift with age. After 70, our ability to stay in the deepest stages of sleep declines. And here's the key. When you don't get enough deep sleep, your body's ability to suppress the urge to urinate also weakens. That means even a small amount of urine in your bladder can feel like a full-on emergency, sending a wake-up signal to your brain. That's why one of the most effective strategies to reduce nighttime urination has little to do with your bladder and everything to do with preparing your brain for deeper sleep. One of the most powerful things you can do is train both your body and mind to wind down properly every single night. And no, this doesn't just mean turning off the TV and brushing your teeth. A true bedtime routine goes beyond the basics. It gently prepares your entire system for deep, restful sleep. That kind of routine might include dimming the lights at least an hour before bed to signal to your brain that it's time to slow down. You could put on soft instrumental music or peaceful nature sounds. Some people enjoy a few minutes of light stretching or sipping a small cup of calming herbal tea, such as chamomile or lemon balm, provided, of course, it doesn't irritate your bladder. But perhaps the most overlooked part of winding down is calming the mind. Many older adults lie in bed with their thoughts racing, worrying about their health, thinking over past regrets, or stressing about unfinished tasks. This mental tension keeps the body on high alert, and when your body's alert, sleep stays light, and your bladder becomes more sensitive, waking you up more often. To help quiet your mind, try adding a simple pre-sleep practice. Deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or even jotting down your worries in a notebook can help offload anxious thoughts. These small acts tell your brain, it's time to let go. Let me share Helen's story. She's 83 and used to wake up several times a night. She didn't change her diet, her fluid intake, or even her medication. What she did change was her routine before bed. Every night, she'd sit quietly in her favorite chair. No screens, no interruptions. Just 10 minutes of slow, focused breathing while soft music played in the background. After a few weeks, she noticed something amazing. Her bladder wasn't waking her up nearly as often. Her sleep felt deeper, and she felt more refreshed in the morning. We often underestimate just how deeply the mind influences the body. When your nervous system is tense, the bladder becomes more reactive, even to small amounts of urine. But when your nervous system is calm and settled, your bladder tends to stay quiet longer, even if it isn't completely empty. So if you find your nights constantly interrupted by trips to the bathroom, don't just assume your bladder is the problem. Take a closer look at your evening habits. Are you sending your body clear signals that it's time to sleep? Or are you, without realizing it, keeping it in a state of alert? Creating a soothing bedtime routine isn't just a nice idea. It's a powerful biological signal, a way to reset your internal clock and ease your body into deep restorative rest. The earlier in the evening you start, the better your chances of sleeping through the night with fewer interruptions. And now, a final thought. Getting older doesn't mean giving up your nights to bathroom runs, but here's the honest truth. Many older adults simply accept waking up multiple times at night to urinate as a normal part of aging, even when it doesn't have to be. They push through the exhaustion, the grogginess, and the lost hours of sleep, thinking, this is just how it is now. But it's not. Waking up more than twice a night to pee isn't just a minor inconvenience. Over time, it quietly chips away at your rest, drains your energy, and can slowly begin to impact your overall health. Your immune system, your mood, even your heart, all of it suffers when deep restorative sleep is broken again and again. And yet, as we've explored today, the solution doesn't lie in drastic measures. You don't need expensive pills, special equipment, or complex routines. These 7 daily habits are simple, practical, and completely within your reach. They require just one thing, your awareness, and a little consistency. Most importantly, these small adjustments give you something powerful: control. When you stop resigning yourself to frequent nighttime urination as an unchangeable fate, and instead begin to see it as something you can improve, something you can take action on, that's when real change begins. So let me ask you, which of these 7 habits are already part of your daily life? And which one are you willing to start tonight? Sometimes it only takes one new step, just one gentle change, to start seeing results within a few days. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one thing you learned that stood out? And how do you plan to put it into practice? Your voice matters, and we read every comment with care. Hearing your stories is what inspires us to keep creating content that serves and supports you. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit. Your support truly helps us continue bringing you useful and inspiring health tips. Wishing you good health, deep sleep, happiness, and peace. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.